Hello, so for Wineshop Buster, I will explain each country's or region's well-known wines. Because there are too many wine regions, I will mainly go through the well-known areas and what kind of grape varieties are mainly grown. I want to make sure that there are so many great wines from unknown regions or unknown wineries. It's just hard to find unless you live in that region. So I'll focus more on the wine you're likely to find in the wine stores or online wine stores. You can try each region and ask for recommendation to the wine store staff because there must be diverse winemakers in the area. For instance, you can say, oh, can I find a wine from Loire, or like more specifically like Anjou or something, so that the staff can help you better. Since I live in the States, I will talk about wines from America this time. The vast majority of wine comes from California. But before we go there, let's start with Washington State. So in Washington State, Columbia Valley is the place where they produce the most wine. Yakima Valley is in Columbia Valley. It looks like a dragon's eye. In Columbia Valley, a Cascade Mountain blocks the rain clouds, so it's really dry and you need a lotion for your skin, and irrigation is necessary. So the grape varieties are the Merlot, which is really plummy and full body style. The Cabernet Sauvignon is really elegant and age-worthy. Chardonnay is really fruity with toasted notes from oak and some dry Riesling, and full body intense Syrah is made too. I personally like Cabernet Sauvignon from Washington State a lot. They make really nice ones. But these are not all. There are hundreds of grape varieties that they can grow. There is no regulation about the grape varieties. So there are two different systems of wine regulation. One is GI, which is geographical indication, which mainly gives the name of the wine region, and people can use the area's name and have a lot of freedom. Most of known EU countries have this system, whereas Europe has both GI and PDO. PDO is Protected Designation of Origin. In Europe too, GI has more freedom, such as grape variety, the style of the wine, yields, the way they grow the grapes, and so on. But for PDO, this can be regulated by law. So often if you see the French wine label, you can see the area, but it doesn't really explain much about like grape varieties and all those things because it's all regulated. So in the picture you don't see any grape variety, right? Next is Northern Oregon. So Willamette is the most well-known area of Oregon. Here there are a lot of those cooling effects, like from the mountain and from the breeze from Pacific Ocean. Here the flagship is Pinot Noir, and personally I love Pinot Noir from Willamette Valley. If you have a chance, try 2015 vintage. They also grow some Pinot Gris, which is also grown well. It's dry and fruity style. Well, these are just general tendencies in the area. There are much more diverse styles too. Moving on to California, which is the biggest state for wine production. Starting from North Coast, in California, accessibility to the coast is very important for grapes because without the breeze, it is way too hot. California is basically a desert, so grapes can be grilled or burned and taste like jam or cooked fruits, not like fresh fruits. Also, acidity can be very low and make the wine feels bland. And fog pretty much also protects the grapes from getting scorching sunlight too, like a baby in the blanket. This is the rule of thumb. The more specific the area, the more premium it is. This is because you know where the grapes come from, and this reflects the environment of the area. So you can think of this as you buy the ground beef or buy the ribeye. Ground beef is like you don't know where that comes from, but the ribeye is specifically from the ribeye area. So the Napa Valley is the most expensive vineyard land, especially like Los Carneros is most southerly, but because of the accessibility to the coast or the ocean. in a San Pablo Bay, so it's really cool enough for high quality Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. And as you go north, like Stags Lake District or Oakville and Rutherford, it gets warmer enough to grow Cabernet Sauvignon. Because Napa Valley is very expensive, most of them rely on Cabernet Sauvignon, since it can be sold very expensive in the market. Or Chardonnay too. Among them, Rutherford is the warmest wine, and wine from there is so powerful and well structured. In St. Helena, Calistoga wines are also full-bodied and concentrated. They produce pretty good Zinfandel and Syrah. Overall, the west sides are above the fog layer, so altitude and aspects are the cooling effects. And west-facing vineyards like Howell Mountain or Atlas Peak is hotter with afternoon sun than east-facing vineyards like Mount Feeder. I generally like Cabernet Sauvignon from these areas. You can compare those to Argentinian Cabernet Sauvignon wine if you have a chance, because both have really high altitude. Next is Sonoma County. Sonoma County is larger than Napa, so there are more variety of climates. So Petaluma Gap makes Russian Valley has cool and foggy conditions. They make amazing high quality Pinot Noir, Chardonnays, and sparkling wine. These are my actually favorite area of whole California. And north to this Ruston River Valley, there is Dry Creek Valley, and hillsides of the fog layers have old vine like Zinfandels, and Valley Floor is well known for Sauvignon Blanc. And Syrah, Grenache, Mourvedre, Cabernet Sauvignons are also popular. And I personally like the Viognier from this region too. Next is Alexander Valley. It's warmer and fleshy and full-bodied. It has a reputation of really soft-textured and full-bodied Cabernet Sauvignon. And Sonoma Coast is influenced by the cold Pacific Ocean too, and they have really good cooling effects, so good for the Chardonnay, and they have a good old vine Zinfandels too. Next is Mendocino County. Here, it is Anderson Valley. So it's good for like those aromatic white like Riesling, Gewürztraminer, and it is very cool place for sparkling wine. And larger Mendocino is like warmer and drier, so full body with like soft tannins like Cabernet Sauvignon, Zinfandel, Syrah are grown well. Going to the central coast, the Santa Cruz Mountains is on the hillside and with infertile soils. Actually, for wine, excessive like fertile soil is harmful. So here, some of the California's most elegant Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, and Pinot Noir are made. And Monterey is influenced by the cold Pacific Ocean, so Chardonnay, Pinot Noir are planted. And further along the valley, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Syrah are grown too. In Monterey, Santa Lucia Highlands is noted as high-quality Chardonnay. Next is San Luis Obispo and Santa Barbara counties. Here mountains lie west to east, so wind can easily access the vineyards. Paso Robles of San Luis Obispo produces Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Syrah. Western of this area is cooled by marine air, so make pretty high quality Zinfandel Rhone varieties. Rhone varieties mean like Mourvedre, Syrah, and Grenache. Santa Maria Valley of Santa Barbara produces premium Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. And slightly warmer area Santa Ynez produces Syrah and Bordeaux varieties. Bordeaux varieties mean Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Cabernet Franc. and Rida Hills, influenced by ocean breeze, and produces Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. Next is Central Valley. Here, there's the Sacramento and San Joaquin valleys. They produce high volume and expensive brands, and overall Central Valley produce a massive amount. So it's not really reflects its own characteristics or identity. But the Lodi is home to some of the oldest and the best Zinfandel vineyards in the state. So I picked this wine for tasting, and I will write the tasting note on the description if you're interested in a Racine River Valley Pinot Noir. That's it for today. I hope this video was interesting. Please like, subscribe, and see you next time.